He took Hajar to a place, when you look at it, it's a complete trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, a place that has wadan ghayri dhi zar'in, there's nothing there. And so he took him, and she asked him as he was leaving, is this you, or did Allah tell you to do this? He said, no, Allah told me to do this. She said, then I'm radit, and she was content. She raised Ismail there, and the Arabs that were there, these are the original Arabs, Al-Arab Al-Arba'i, they taught him Arabic. Ibrahim, when he came, they married him because they were very impressed with him. He was a great archer, even the Bible mentions about him. They were very impressed with him as a man. And so despite the fact that it was not their their norm, they married him to one of their daughters. Ibrahim alayhi salam visited from Sham. When he came there, he saw the woman, and he asked, where's your husband? She said, he's out hunting. And he said, how are things here for you? كيف عيشك? How are things here? And she said, terrible, they're horrible. نحن في شدة وضيق وشدة. And the Prophet ﷺ in Sahih Bukhari said, شكت إليه. She complained to him about their conditions. So then he said, when your husband comes back, أقرئه مني السلام, give him my salam and tell him to change the ataba of his bab. You know, atabata babiki, like when you come into a house, the ataba is the thing before the door, the doormat. He said, change that. So then Ismail came back, and he noticed, Anasa, the hadith says, like he noticed something, and he asked her, what happened today? She said, Shaykh came, Shaykhun kada wa kada. She just said, Shaykh, old man came. And he said, well, what happened? He said, he asked about our Aish, and I told him. And then he said, did he, awsaki bi shay, did he tell you to do anything? He said to give you salam and to say to change the the trestle of your door. And he said, that was my father, and he told me to separate from you, so ilhaqi bi ahliki, go and join your family. He divorced her. Why did he do that? Because Ibrahim was going, he made a dua with Ismail when they built the house. Send a messenger from them. And then he said that يُعَلِّمُهُمُ الْكِتَابَ وَالْحِكْمَةِ يَتْلُو عَلَيْهِمْ آيَاتِكَ وَيُعَلِّمُهُمُ الْكِتَابَ وَالْحِكْمَةِ وَيُزَكِّيهِمْ إِنَّكَ أَنْتَ الْعَزِيزُ الْحَكِيمُ. Send them a messenger from them who will recite to them your signs, and he will teach them the book and the wisdom, and he will purify them, because you are Al-Aziz Al-Hakim. So he knew that the source had to be pure. The Prophet ﷺ said, تَخَيِّرُوا مِن نُطَفِكُمْ, like make sure that the one you marry is the right one, because you're going to plant seeds. So the earth has to be good earth. So he married another woman from them. Ibrahim came again, visiting them. And what did he say? He said, كيف عيشك? Because his Ismail was out hunting. He said, كيف عيشك? She said, oh, we're in blessing. Nothing changed except the understanding, the mentality changed. Nothing changed, same conditions. But the woman, she didn't complain. She said, نحن في نعمة, we're in blessings. في سعة. She said the opposite of the other woman. The other woman said, نحن في ضيق وشدة. She said, نحن في سعة, we're in blessing. He said, what food are you eating? She said, اللحم والماء, meat and he said, وشرابك. She said, water. And he said, Allahumma barik fi lahmiki وفي مائك. May Allah bless that meat and bless that water. The Prophet ﷺ said, لم يكن عندهم حب. They didn't have seeds. Had they had seeds, He would have blessed the seeds. All they were eating was meat and water. The Prophet ﷺ said, ليس لابن آدم حق إلا من هذه الخصال. The son of Adam has no rights except for these. بيت يسكنه وثوب يواري عورته وجلف الخبز والماء. That's the only thing we're entitled to as a human being, as a creation of Allah, is a house that protects you. And for some it's just a tent. Clothes that you cover your nakedness with, and then bread and water. This is basically somebody in prison. That's what a prisoner has. He has a roof over his head, they give him prison outfit, and they give him bread and water in some places. Here they get other things, but traditionally bread and water was what you gave the prisoner. In the Qarawiyyin in Faz, where the students studied, they were given just one loaf of bread every day and water, as that was their sustenance for like going to college. When you go to college, you get, that's what they got, a loaf of bread and water. And whatever else they had ate was from their own source. So the Prophet ﷺ said, that's all you deserve. And the humans feel so entitled to things. This woman was a pure woman, and then she said, when she also said, Jana Shaykhun Hasanul Hay'a wa athnat alayhi. She saw Ibrahim. She said, a beautiful Shaykh came to us today. And then she praised him. The other one just said, Shaykhun kada wa kada. Some old man came. This is the difference between world views of how you view the world. And this is what our religion teaches, to change your mentality. Change the way you think about things. Change all this entitlement that modern people have. The crisis on this planet is one thing and one thing alone. Human beings are relying on themselves and they're not relying on Allah. They think they can do it on their own. All of the things that are happening right now are because people no longer call on Allah when they have tribulations. Ibn Ata'illah says, Al-faqatu busut al-mawahib. Calamities are the spreads of divine gifts. Allah sends calamities to take people back to Him. That's why He sends them. Ibn Ata'illah says that sometimes you will find in calamities what you cannot find in prayer and fasting. Because prayer and fasting always has the possibility of ujub. But when you have a calamity, you know that you're nothing. You know that you're a faqir. And this is why the Prophet ﷺ, a man came to him and said, Inni uhibbuka. And he said, Anzar ma taqul. He said, I love you. He said, think about what you're saying. He said, I love you. He said it 3 times. أو قاله مراراً. The Prophet ﷺ said, إن كنت تحبني فأعد للفقر تجفافاً. Then get ready for tribulation. Get ready for things that are going to break you. Subhanallah. أشد الناس بلاءً الأنبياء ثم الأمثل فالأمثل. The people that have the most tribulation in dunya are the prophets, and then those like the prophets. But we don't like to think about this. People want ease. This is human nature. People want ease. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you to know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala before you are confronted with your own life on the Yawm al-Qiyamah. To have ma'rifah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So all of these tribulations that Allah sends to this species is for their benefit.